feel as if I've already checked every place that was likely. But I thought it was going to be in a bed, but nothing indicated that. Nothing in those crates. So that bed was empty. We checked all of those. We checked the wheelbarrow. We checked the desk. We checked both of those beds. Well, how about this table? Unlikely. It's square shape, wasn't it? No. How about this bench? That seems unlikely. Yeah, that's why I thought it was unlikely. Because that likely was moved a bit. Wait. No, not that. That doesn't look like anything with anything useful. I think I've checked everything, right? I've checked all these crates. Oh, what about these sacks? Yeah, right. The grain has long since rotted. Nothing. And nothing of use. What's left to check? And what did this say? Study the scratches and discover a crude picture of what seems to be a bed with a line emanating from its very center. Right? And yet, nothing that I can see whatsoever. Hold on. What's that? Oh, that's too dark to go down. Wait. I just checked that bed again, and seems like that time I did find something. Oh. Well. Good thing I checked again. Oh, they're still closed. I heard a click, but the door still is closed. What changed, I wonder? What's that? You found a secret lever hidden behind one of the beds? This is preposterous, Pineleaf. What secrets did my father keep in this house, and did my mother know about them? No, I cannot believe that dear Zema knew anything about secret levers and chambers and hidden doors. I heard a loud snap earlier. It must have been when you pulled that secret lever. Something must have changed, but what? Well then, I guess I'm gonna have to see if I can find something else. Now, how about if I did a... anything else change? Oh! The chest came open! The chest used to be locked, but now it stands open and reveals its contents, glittering gold and shining gemstones. The riches are impressive, but you're not here for the fortunes of Keel's forebearers. Instead, you reach into the treasure and feel around the edges until you find a small recess in the chest. Press the indentation and hear Keel give a whoop in triumph in the other room. Guess that opened it. Pineleaf, something's happening. Get out here. By the way, I also found a chest full of gold that you might be interested in when this is all over. But let's see. Well, I hope you're better at reading this stuff than I am. What do you think it says? Look at these runes. What do they say? My father Bronit always thought I should pay more attention to my learning, but, was it because of this? And how could it be? He died before telling me anything about the secret door, and I was no longer welcome in the house. But I think I can read these runes. Well, I hope so. I think these runes say, yeah? Speak the name of he who carved me. Well, here I go, Pineleaf. Branit. Branit? Branit! Well, it's not working. Maybe your mother carved it? To hide from your father anything. What's that? You think my father might not have made the... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It is true that others of my family lived here before Branit. Perhaps my grandfather is responsible for it? My grandfather, Velik! No, my great-grandfather? I'm beginning to think it's your mother. Stator! You sure couldn't have been your mother? This is useless, Pine. Look, maybe your mother wanted to hide something for your father so that you could find it. I don't think this chamber is even older than my great-grandfather. Do you? No, I think your mother made it. What was it? Thrice great-grandfather's name? I barely remember it. Ah, yes! Tazko! It's hopeless. Still think it's your mother. You cannot be serious, Pineleaf. Really? Fine. But thrice... No, that's not what I meant. Voine. Oh, all right. I was wrong. I don't believe it. I am pleased we managed to open this door, but I tremble to think what may lie behind it, and why should the name of my thrice great-grandfather prove the secret to opening? My family is long lived, but Voine died almost 1,000 years ago. If I remember my lineage right, his name is rarely spoken in my family, and were I not the teller of tales with ironclad memory, I might not have remembered it at all. Why did Voine delve into this hidden chamber? What terrible secrets might lie within? Let's go and find out. Let's go. Let's go indeed. Stay close. I do not like this. Well, it's a bit webby. More runes, it looks like. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, this should be a tale for you to spin if you could read it all. Voine, what did you do? These runes. There's a book here. It's bound in black leather. The Black Book. This is Sauron's symbol. This book is from the land... You're saying this is the Black Book of Mordor? Did Voine write this book? Many of the pages are blank, but the writing within seems to be in many different languages. One of these seems to be in Zoruka mode. What would my thrice great-grandfather have to do with artifacts of Mordor? I do not like this, Pineleaf. We must tell Lord Nine about this. We have no choice. We have no choice. What do you think this means, sir?
For how long has this chamber remained hidden beneath our very noses?
What does this mean? For how long has this chamber remained here? I do not like secrets in my city, Pineleaf, especially when those secrets came from the land of Mordor. I understand that.
What evils might have been worked within these walls?
My people have had a friendly relationship with the Zaruka for thousands of years. When our halls were cracked and damaged in the devastation that followed the fall of Thangordrim, it is recorded that the Zaruka stayed for a time in the Iron Hills and participated in the Great Mending. Most of that people went on to Gundabad, though they never arrived, and their fate is shrouded in mystery. Over the centuries since, small families of Zaruka came to live in the Ironfold, and here in Yarnfast, and rarely caused trouble. But look at this chamber, Pineleaf. What evils might have been worked within its walls? What foul sorcery was recorded within that book? The sigil of the cover is known to me. Indeed, it is known to all of Durin's folk. The Eye of Sauron, feared and despised. Did Keel's forebears worship Sauron at the height of his power? Do the Zaruka worship him still, even following his defeat? Were you privy to this knowledge, Keel? What have you to say for yourself, villain? Don't judge too quickly. This book cannot remain in Yarnfast. I will not allow it. It must be taken to the from the Iron Hills. It remains hidden near my people for too long, and now that I know of its presence, I will no longer tolerate it. Take it with your wizard friend Pineleaf. Take it to Gandalf, and let him decide what to do with this evil thing. What do you have to say?
Do you think my father knew of this room? He cannot have.
Lord Nine may not believe it, but you must, Pineleaf. Don't you? I swear to you, I had no knowledge of either chamber or tome. My thrice great-grandfather Voin lived more than 1,000 years ago, and of his line I knew only my father Branit, and each of the others of my name were names only, names in the family tree I did not see to need to study. Do you think my father knew of this room? He cannot have. Certainly my mother Zemma would not have permitted such an artifact as the Tome of Mordor to remain within her walls, so near to her child. It is preposterous, Pineleaf. And what are these runes? I have not studied the language of my people in many years, and the words are quite difficult for me to read. I think they may speak of Thafar Gothol, the lost grey citadel sought by both Zaruka and the Longbeard alike, but I cannot say for certain. That is not an evil place, though it is shrouded in mystery. The book, however, I cannot explain. What would Voin have with the artifacts of Mordor? I like it no more than Lord Nine, Pineleaf. Pick up the book and carry it to Gandalf with my approval. Present it to him for study, and if he determines that it poses no danger, I ask that you return it to me. Unpleasant as it seems, this tome is an artifact of my house, and I would not have it lost, unless the wizard confirms that it's to be wholly evil. Even so, I would want to have some form of compensation in that case. The book is more than 1,000 years old and of great historical interest to my people, and for me personally. Well, What do you say, Deering?
For this chamber to remain undiscovered for so long fills me with amazement.
But I do not fear this room that's been undisturbed for so long or its contents. The black-bound book has some connection with Sauron? What is that to me? Sauron is defeated and can trouble us no more. Any dread I would feel at the mention of his name or his works has gone, and cannot stir my heart to worry. Long did I nurse the resentment of being left behind while my uncle fought in the war, but now we are to return to the Lonely Mountain, and I find a spring of my step where there was not one before. I aim to prove myself to my people and to the world, and the memory of Sauron cannot diminish my eagerness. Let us set forth, Pineleaf. Let us go to Utterby and admire our handiwork there before we continue to the Lonely Mountain and to King Thorin. You can deliver the Black Book to Gandalf while I speak with my father. There we go. Let us head back to Utterby. Something wrong, sir?
A large party has taken this road westward. Easterlings?
Did you see? The Jaghavar surrounding Utterby remain in disarray, like as not a result of our efforts there. But that is not what makes me draw my attention, Pineleaf. A large party has taken the road westward. I spied dust on the horizon, kicked up on the road as they passed. Could it be the Easterlings attempt another attack on the Lonely Mountain? Let us follow them and ensure that it is not. Let's go and find that extra party. Find out what they're up to. I can see the arch into the Dale Lands. We must be getting close to the party we're looking for, and that does not look like Janghavar. It's Zelruka. Hello there.
I am Botus Frostblood, leader of this Zelruka band.
You are with these Longbeards, Hobbit? I am Botus Frostblood, leader of the Zelruka band. I hope you have answers for me, for my patience is nearly spent. It has been days since my axe has drawn blood, and she's thirsty. Tell me what transpires in Erebor, and tell me quickly. You came from the east, and not from the west? Bah! We have been waiting here for our messengers to return. A dwarf of good speed and loyal temperament, and he is hours overdue. He was to speak with the king under the mountain and obtain permission for us to cross into the Dale Lands on our way to the Grey Mountains. Why has this not returned? Why has he not sent word? I smell treachery, Hobbit. Has King Thorin imprisoned him? The insult cannot stand. We will wait for a little while longer, but my Zelruka will not wait long. We sent word to the king as a matter of courtesy, but I begin to question whether such courtesy was deserved. No one, not even a king, can get away with insulting Botus Frostblood. Perhaps I and my Zelruka will force our way through the Dale Lands to our promised lands across the Grey Mountains, and spit upon Thorin's permission. Maybe that might not be the best idea. Oh, we've got a problem here. These Zelruka are getting impatient. And I fear that what might happen if they seek to force their way across the Dale Lands, if it comes to violence. I'll remain here with Alfie, Pineleaf, and we will do our best to calm them. You hurry to the Lonely Mountain and tell my father that Botus Frostblood and his band grow tired of waiting. Perhaps the king has a good reason for keeping the Zoruka messenger from returning. Go, and with haste. I fear the Zoruka will not wait much longer, and the situation here will get worse if it has not resolved quickly. 10-1. A certain band of Easterlings is at the foot of this. Jugavar, probably. Let's go. It appears that the Jangavar don't deserve to have their name pronounced consistently. Very well, let's go to the king, who I hope does have... King Thorn looks curiously as I approach. Hello, Your Majesty?
Where is Durin? Did I not send you to bring my son back from Yarnfast?
How could it be that you have not fulfilled my request, Pineleaf? What? He came with you as far as the edge of the Dalelands and has stopped to treat with a band of Zoruka? I have heard nothing of this, Pineleaf. Explain the business. Well, apparently the Zoruka leader, Botas Frostblood, and his band came here requesting permission to go through it to some lands that they're going to, and that they are waiting for your response, and they're growing impatient, so Durin decided to stay with them to keep them from getting too hot while I came here to find out what was going on. These dwarves are liars, Pineleaf. I have seen no messenger, and even if I would not listen to any request of his, I am not convinced that Zoruka have a claim to the lands of the Grey Mountains, and at any rate, I have no obligation to allow them to pass to the foot of the Lonely Mountain. Let them go around, if they must, and take the long road that passes well north of here. They shall not pass through my lands and trouble the folk of Dale. I will dispatch some warriors to reinforce my son, and they will ensure that the Zoruka stay put. Pineleaf, go find Gandalf and his chambers in the dwelling halls. Perhaps the threat of wizard magic will encourage these Zoruka to remain peaceable. Oh, please, please, please don't start a war over this. Will we be able to prevent a war? Will Gandalf find a good solution? We'll find that out in the next episode of Pineleaf in the North Kingdoms.